Good afternoon, Night Nation.
Yes.
It is Friday, January the 21st, and you are inside the Lair with Kirby and Blair. He's Kirby, I am Blair.
Yep.
Kirby, it has been a spectacular but short week here at the castle.
Yep.
And I know we are kind of changing our dates, getting the show out, but we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, let's start with the wrestling team. They headed to Janesville last night, and they wrestled the combined school of WEM and JWP, and they ended up picking up a win after a slow start, 48-32, to improve their record to 14-5 last night.
Yeah, nice job. Anytime you go against 6 letters.
Yeah.
That's a lot of players,
That's
a lot of wrestlers to go against, and they did a really nice job picking up individual wins last night. Reed Summer, Tate Miller, Gavin Johnson, Dylan Bartell, Owen Craig, Jaden Johnson, Gage Thompson, Will Van Epps, and Charles Concour.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of names that got wins last night,
Yeah.
but I don't really think they were satisfied with the team win there, as I think they kind of feel like they left some points out on the mat.
Yeah.
But anyways, the current guillotine rankings have the Knights in the lean and mean, which is just outside the top 12 in Class A.
Right.
They are going to head to Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial tomorrow, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. for a tournament. And then their next home match is next Thursday as the Westfield Razorbacks come to town.
Yeah, and that's a team that we've wrestled quite a bit in the section, so it'll be fun to get them. Good luck to the wrestlers.
Yes, let's go on to boys basketball.
Yeah.
Blair. Boys basketball had a quiet week with only one game, Blair, but they made the most of that game.
Sure did.
They hosted Randolph on Tuesday, and they were looking to get back on track after that loss to Hayfield.
Yeah, they did a nice job of rebounding in that game. It's tough when you lose, but they got that 10th win. They already have 10 wins on the season,
Yes.
which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, the Knights jumped out to a commanding lead, doubling up the Rockets 44-20 at the break, and got up by as many as 40 points before ending up winning 72-42. Another convincing win.
Yeah, and Lade Nearson, Trevor Stieber, Gavin Summer, Paul Korch, all in double figures. Really, the thing I like about this team is their scoring is so balanced.
Yes.
You might have a night where you got goes for 20 or 25.
Yes.
But really, they're kind of all in the teens, and I think that makes it harder to defend against the Knights.
Well, they had excellent offense. I don't know if you watched. I know you're at the South.
I didn't watch.
But they're excellent offense. I know they pushed the ball. That's their goal. But in the half court, they really shared it, and that was really fun to see.
And we've seen that all year. We've seen the way they move the ball is really spectacular.
You said 10 wins. That is the most since 2012,
Wow.
Blair, in a season, and they're only halfway done. They're 10-3 now, and they will move on to next week. They've got 5 games in the next 6 school days, including at WEM tonight.
And this is one they need to get tonight.
Yes.
WEM is a little down. I think this is a good opportunity to win. Looking at the schedule, and I know coaches can't do this, but analysts like me can.
Yep.
I think the Knights are on track for 20 wins before the regular season's over, and I think that would be a huge testament to the work that they're doing.
Yeah, and here's another thing. The next few games, they have double-A opponents, WEM,
Huge.
Pine Island, Zimbrota Mazeppa. They got to beat those teams to keep moving up in the QRF to get a better playoff seed.
Yep, sounds good.
Let's go on to girls basketball. Girls basketball also wanted to get back on track on Tuesday as they traveled to Randolph and avenged their loss earlier in the season to them, and they ended up getting a 40-30 win.
Yeah, and anytime you play a team a second time around, and if you've lost that first game, you want to get that win, and they clamped down on the Rockets.
Yes.
That defense that they've incorporated here in the last, maybe 8 to 9 games has just been, it's just been constricting.
Yep.
Even good teams are not scoring a lot of points, and this is the way this nice team is going to be competitive. Low-scoring affairs, try to eke one out at the end.
Yeah, they got off to a commanding start, up 15-0, never looked back, but they played Randolph earlier. Randolph beat us in overtime, and they scored 61 points. We held them to 30 this time.
Huge difference. That's less than half of what they got the first time, and that's Coach Weemy really emphasizing how important defense is at this level.
Yeah, Stella led the way with 10 points, and Josie Flum pitched in 9.
Yeah,
they're going to host WEM tonight. Look for that game on the live stream.
Awesome. Well, we've got some sponsors to talk about a little bit.
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be back in a little bit.
Due to the recent substitute shortage, we have taken it into our own hands and have created the Substitute Society. We have the best of the best, the smartest.
That's right? That makes sense.
No,
it's
not.
It is
so right.
We have the most patient teachers,
English, please, people! I can't speak Spanish! English!
They're attentive and very understanding.
I gotta take attendance. Get off the phone, sir. Kiefer. What did you say to me? It's not Kiefer, it is Kiefer. That's how it says on here. Do not correct me again. When you guys correct me again, you're going straight to the office.
Visit our website at subsiety.com / not a real website.
Do you have a child as young as a newborn, up to 5 years old? Well, if you do, Marvelous Monday Nights is a perfect opportunity to come explore fun, new learning activities with your children while enjoying the company of other families. This is a semi-separating class with a facilitated parent discussion each week, Mondays 6 to 7 p.m. Contact Community Ed for more information.
I couldn't wait to get my driver's license when I turned 16 and drive my friends around and have the freedom. Then I quickly found out driving has a lot of responsibilities. Did you know that taking your eyes off the road for 2 seconds, the chance of accident doubles? And taking your eyes off the road for 4 seconds is like driving the length of a football field. It's simple. If you want to get to your destination, keep your eyes on the road.
If you have kids ages 1 through 5 and looking to break up the long winter months, well, come check out our winter carnival. There'll be games, castle time, crafts, and stories will all be part of our evening. Oh, and don't forget to grab some hot chocolate to warm your bodies. It'll be held Tuesday, January 25th, 6 to 7 p.m. at the Wadamingo Preschool Room.
All right.
Hey, thanks to this week's sponsors. Blair, today marked the end of Rudy's goofball game.
Yeah.
Vin and Elliot were able to sit down with Rudy earlier this week to learn more about it. Take it away, boys.
This is Mr. Red School Rudy, the creator of the game. So, Rudy, how about you tell us a little bit, just general, what is the game?
Sure. So this I came up with years ago, and basically what it is like a cops and robbers on steroids. And what we do is we take students and they can either break good or break bad. If they break bad, they're part of a mafia group that is trying to sell a candy that we call a goofball for about 3 weeks in school. We make that particular candy illegal on school grounds, and that then gives the cops an opportunity to arrest anyone who's involved in goofball trading, and then we bring those people who are arrested to trial.
This is kind of a simulation of
The criminal justice
the criminal justice system. So it works pretty similarly to how it does in real life.
Well, obviously we can't simulate everything in real life. I don't have a jail cell that we can lock people up in, and our evidence gathering is maybe a little bit more rustic than how they do it in the real world. We don't have an appeals process, but it is pretty cool. We go through the pretrial process. We have our bail hearings. We have sentencing guidelines just like we do in real life. We have a jury of peers, which would be other students who are not involved in the game who determine guilt or innocence. And the evidence is all brought forth in a public trial that the student body is welcome to sit and watch. So we try and get it as close as we can, but understanding the fact that we're in a school setting. And at the end of the day, there's a reason why I named it the game, because at the end of the day, it's a simulation, it's a game.
Yeah. So what's the hierarchy of the criminal organization look like?
Right. So I wanted to make it so it couldn't be so easy as just people running around doing criminal activity. It starts with a teacher on staff or someone on staff who has the title Mr. Big. And the title Mr. Big just refers to whatever teacher is given the original shipment of all the goofballs for the 3-week period. Then that teacher works with one student who is the head of the mafia group called Boss, and Boss then works with underbosses and dealers and sellers to try and get those goofballs out. Then we get the money, the Rudy cash as we call it, to the 9th graders, and they're the ones who buy the goofballs, and that allows us to have the illegal activity that we can then make the busts and bring the mafia group to justice.
Cool. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, I started it the first year I was here. I picked it up from Mr. Hawkinson when I was a student in 9th grade back in Wanamingo. He did like a one-day simulation of, it wasn't anything, as deep as this, but I remember we were in his class and there were a couple of teachers running after a couple of students with squirt guns, trying to arrest them. And I said, I don't know what that is, but I think it's cool. And so when I started teaching, I knew that, as we start looking at the 4th Amendment, the 5th Amendment, the 6th Amendment, all these different constitutional rights that the founders put in place, the easiest way to do that was to bring it to life and to see it actually happen. And so I started it 25 years ago, and it has just become an institution. There's nothing, it's all just been stuff I've added to over the course of 25 years. You would not find this anywhere else. In fact, I run into former students who they go off to college and they tell their friends at college about this, and they're like, you've got to be kidding, that is so cool, we don't have anything like that. And so it's one of those activities that I think it will stay an institution here at KW. It's something that makes us unique and different, and I hope people continue to have fun with it, because I sure enjoy putting it together.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks to Rudy for putting on the game and for that interview. Blair, you were a part of it. Tell us about it.
I played the 5th. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that is fun. Hey, the KW Choir is holding a fundraiser in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I can't wait.
Jet was able to catch up with a couple of the choir officers for more information. Take it away, Jet.
Hi, I'm Jet, here with Aaron and Rachel to tell us some more information about the Waffle Feed.
Our Waffle Feed is a fundraiser for the choir program. It's a pretty big one for us. This year it's on Saturday, February 12th from 8 to 11 at First Lutheran Church here in Kenyon.
Yep. Adult tickets are $10 and student tickets are $8, and then 4 and under is free. You can dine in as well as take out this year. So you can just talk to the people up front and they'll help you get set up with that.
Yeah, if you don't buy a ticket from a student here at school, you can walk up and buy a ticket, and it's all you can eat, so as many waffles as you want.
What about donations?
You can make any donation. If you feel like you're not comfortable dining in with COVID and stuff, or if you just don't have the time that day, you can definitely make a donation either to KW Choirs or to KW Schools.
All right. Thank you, Aaron and Rachel.
Thanks, Jet. That was awesome.
Yes.
A great fundraiser for their trip down to Nashville. Yep. It's important to raise those funds to get these kids to those great experiences, things that you see a different part of the country, and that's so important when you're a young kid. So awesome. Kirby, big doings coming up next Friday.
Yes.
And you're involved in this.
Well, yeah, I was just a small part of it.
Well,
next Friday,
but a part
at the boys' home basketball game versus JWP. We're going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary of the 2001 state championship boys basketball team. Many of the players and coaches are going to be returning to the castle for that night. They're going to be recognized at halftime by MC Steve Swigum.
Cool.
There's going to be a program with information about each player and kind of where they're at now in their lives, including a QR code that you can scan with your phone that'll take you to an online version of the highlight reel from back
Very
in
cool
2001.
video. Very cool video.
Yeah, Matt Addington produced that. Thank you to him. The highlight video will also be shown during the live stream before the night's game.
Okay.
And then after the game in the auditorium for the people that are at the school.
Really cool. That's awesome. And Kirby, I'll ask you because you were part of that squad. Does it feel like it's been 20 years?
Well, not really. I mean, we were supposed to do it last year, but COVID.
Right.
So it's actually 21 years. But it feels like yesterday we were in the gym, and the thing I noticed I remember about it was how dialed in everybody was at practice. There was one goal, and it was that's what every practice was geared towards.
I wasn't here at the time, so I don't know much about it, but I remember watching you guys on TV because I'm a basketball junkie. But did you guys know going into the season that you were going to be a special team? or potentially a special team?
Yeah, I was a sophomore, so the guys that were a year or two older than us, they had high expectations.
Right.
They had been ranked in previous years, couldn't quite get it done with a couple of upsets in the playoffs. And I think we were ranked either 1 or 2 that whole year in the state polls.
Okay.
So, the pressure was on, and we delivered, including Eric Swigham's buzzer beater to go to state.
Yeah, what a great shot.
Yeah,
what a great shot.
sweet.
Well, that sounds like a heck of a time, and looking forward to that reunion. That's going to be sweet.
Yeah, also next weekend on Saturday, January 29th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. is the Kenyan American Legion. They will be hosting their annual ham and turkey dinner at the VFW. The dinner helps support the American Legion baseball team and other local projects, Blair.
This is awesome, and not only is it awesome because it helps our American Legion team, but now I know where I'm taking my wife for our anniversary, which is the 29th. Whoa, here we go, ham and dinner.
I'll see you there. And any of the players that were on last year's team that are coming back for this year's team are asked to kind of pitch in for an hour and help.
Fantastic.
And any parents that can help too would be much appreciated.
All right. Hey, Max is back with a new segment.
Yes.
5 Facts with Max. That kind of rhymes.
Yeah, take it away, Max.
Hello and welcome to the new variety segment where nothing lasts forever. This week we're doing 5 Facts with Max. Here we go. In no particular order, here they are. Number 1, the Great Emu War. The Great Emu War was a war fought between Australians and the emu bird species, commissioned from the farmers towards the Minister of War. They lost that war, somehow. Number 2, the Anglo-Zanzibar War. It was the shortest war in history at around 37 minutes, less than an hour. It was fought between Britain and Zanzibar. Because your neurons have to go somewhere at the back of your eye, you can't really see because there's no receptors over the neurons, which means that your brain has to fill in the space of where you can't see. But you can see where your neurons are if you hold out your thumb straight ahead, close one eye, and slowly stare forward and move your thumb to the right until it disappears. Then you can see where the thumb disappears and where your neurons are. Number 4, the fastest recorded wind in history. It was recorded at 231 miles per hour on April 12, 1934. It was recorded at the Mount Washington Observatory by a few staff. Number 5, this one's a bit of duet. The Planck length and Planck time. Planck length is the shortest amount of measurable distance in space. Planck time is the shortest time it takes light to travel in space. That was the end of this week's variety segment. We may come back with this again, or next week we might have something completely different. After all, in this segment, nothing lasts forever.
Now, excellent work, Max. I thought that's a great segment. Interesting facts that I didn't know about.
Yeah, I love Max. He does some really cool, unique stuff.
Yep.
Kirby, that's going to do it for our show. What a fun week here at the castle.
Yeah, this is the final day of semester 1.
Yeah, halfway home, baby.
Yeah, baby. But anyways, have a great weekend, everybody. And like always, go Knights.